back. So I spent all too long at my parents' house, but I am finally on the road again. So the last time I spoke to you, I said I don't know where I'm gonna be the next time you see me, but secretly I did have a plan of where I was going. I had a plan to go back to the Southwest and to go to Arizona and then to finally make it out to California for the first time. But plans have changed, and it turns out I'm actually going somewhere else very exciting. I would say just as beautiful and glamorous as California. It's called Iowa City, Iowa. My friend lives up there and she wanted me to go to a bar crawl with her, and I already said no to the last bar crawl because I was like, I'm in New Mexico, it's kind of going to be a long drive up there. So now I'm just gonna, I don't know, I guess it kind of changes my entire summer and where I'm gonna be this summer, but it's exciting. Like, I love last minute changes of plans because it just opens everything up, and now you once again don't know. Like, I don't like it when I plan too much and then I kind of know what I'm gonna do. There's no fun in that. So I'm excited. I spent the last 3 days not sleeping, not eating, fighting for my life, trying to get my iPhone to cooperate with my Windows computer. And if you've never done that, I hope you never have to. So I'm excited for this bar crawl. I need a fucking drink after that. Nothing's ever made me need to drink like dealing with my fucking photos and videos on my phone. Why can't Apple just be normal? After that, I need a drink and I need to go spend some time in the wilderness. And that's what I'm gonna go do after I finish up getting drunk in Iowa City. So yeah, I got on the road a few hours late today. I would say a few hours later than I wanted to. I'm on the way. I'm making it there. So I can't tell you where exactly I'm going, just in case you're interested in stalking and murdering me, but I am excited. Well, I only kind of know where I'm going, but I'm excited. I'm really excited for this summer. And yeah, the sky is looking gloomy and ominous today, but I have not seen a single raindrop. So maybe that's a good omen. I don't know. I feel good. I drove straight through Kansas City. I took I-35 straight through the city. My driving anxiety was through the roof, but it turns out I'm actually just like a pretty good driver. Like, I'm terrified of driving in Kansas City because for all of the years that I was so scared of driving, I was scared of driving in Kansas City. But if I just think of Kansas City as being like any other city, then I can just drive and it's fine. Like, it turns out, you know, months of practice driving back and forth across the country actually makes you kind of good at driving. So yes, I'm really excited. And the whole month I was at my parents' house, I never did manage to change my headlight that was out. So I did have to stop 5 minutes into my drive and do that, but luckily that was really easy. Just opened the hood, you know, in the parking lot and popped it right in. I think Apple could learn something from that. You see how the headlight company and the car company are different, yet it's universal, and so it just works together and you just plug it right in and everything happens just fine, and it doesn't take hours and hours of reading through people's advice on Reddit that doesn't even fucking work. I'm gonna stop now. I've gotta stop.
I saw it.
It's literally not on.
Well, not now.
I didn't really get any video of the bar crawl, but I did get this fantastic and flattering picture. So I'll let you enjoy that for a second. Okay, I'm sorry. Nowhere am I more at home than in an Iowa rest stop. I'm 2.5 hours north of Iowa City now, and I'm so tired. I don't know, maybe that's what happens when you take 19 shots and then only sleep for like 4 hours. And I've got this leftover brunch. Hash browns, pork, and eggs. Oh, and grits. Just squirted onto my eyebrow. When I was on vacation with my family, I got so many mayonnaise and mustard packets that I'm gonna be set for a little while now. I literally slept like a rock last night. I have never slept so well, and I've never needed it so much. I woke up like around midnight because it was raining, so I woke up and rolled my windows up. And then when I woke up again in the morning, it was raining again. And so I got to sleep in because whenever it's raining, I feel much safer sleeping. Like, nobody's gonna bother coming out and messing with me and when it's pouring rain. I have a little tiny bit of the world's best flavor of chips left. So I think I'm gonna have them for breakfast. Make today a very special breakfast. My route today is gonna take me right through Minneapolis, so I think I'm gonna stop at the Mall of America just for something to do and because I love malls. So I'm hoping like the parking and driving situation won't be too bad. Like, I'd been there before and I kind of remember it being like a really big city, but I'm struggling to imagine a big city in Minnesota. I feel like it can't be that bad. It's Minnesota. My hair is so long now, my bangs are getting kind of emo again. I'm at Iowa's most extra rest stop, where they have a guy who really needs you to sign his guest book, and like some barns, and a garage door in the middle of the bathroom that's halfway down. This is where I would have slept last night if I wasn't so tired. And speaking of tired, I am very tired this morning, and the fact that it's dark outside does not help. It's dark, like it's going to rain, but it's not actually raining. Maybe if it would start raining, then that would like keep me on my toes. But right now, it's just so dark. This is my first time going to a Minnesota rest stop, and it looks like a prison. They've got some kind of like sick rock climbing thing out there. They have a sidewalk that goes into the woods. Yeah, I'm just following the rest area murder sidewalk. What about you? If you present me with a rest area murder sidewalk, you know I'm gonna take it. Well, I walked 6 miles around the Mall of America, and then at the very end, I did have to kind of book it out of there because I realized there was a tornado warning, or a tornado watch, that was coming, and I wanted to just get out of the city. I just didn't want to be driving in the city when the storm was bad. And now I'm a little further out and the sun is out. I'm at my 3rd Minnesota rest stop of the day, and I guess I've been to 2 Iowa rest stops today, so I'm at like my 5th rest stop of the day. And this one has like a little trail down to a lake. I didn't buy anything at the mall, and the only store I went into was Toys R Us because I haven't seen a Toys R Us in like 10 years. And it wasn't as fun as I remember it being. It was like mostly Funko Pops.
It's still worth like 6% less than it was last week.
I just went to Walmart and it was terrible. Some guys in the Walmart parking lot like sounded like they were getting in a fight. I've never been part of a Walmart shootout before, so that could have been exciting. And my self-checkout machine froze up and called an employee over twice. Then I headed out to a rest stop about an hour away, but like as soon as I got on the road, it went from being clear to looking very dark and windy. And I know there were tornado warnings earlier, and apparently there were some tornadoes in Minnesota earlier today, and it just was making me nervous. I had a very bad feeling about it, so I pulled over at this rest stop, which is only like 20 minutes away from the Walmart, and I checked the weather, and on my phone it says it's not even gonna rain here, but I do not trust it at all. So it's not dark yet, but I'm already here for the night. The rule in Minnesota is 4 hours, but nobody on Google Maps or on the stupid new iOverlander app have reported getting in trouble here, so I think it's gonna be fine. Now we're gonna find out if I can finish a salad that's like bigger than my head and says it has 6 servings in it. Good morning. Apparently the temperature right now is 35, feels like 25, which would explain a lot, specifically about why it feels like it's fucking 25 right now. I just got my binoculars and took them back out to that lake trail because I thought I saw what might have been a loon on the lake, but it was a goose. It wasn't doing goose things like geese do. It was just like sitting in what looked like a nest on the water. It looked very loon-like, but I didn't hear any loons, you know, going apeshit last night. So that probably means there aren't any. And I'm gonna get out of here now. I'm skipping breakfast for the time being, just so I don't overstay my welcome. When I was cleaning some of my stuff, I found this pack of tuna deep in the recesses of my big backpacking pack, along with a map of Glacier National Park. So I think this has been in there since I was in Glacier. It's like covered in dirt and shit. I've taken it on multiple backpacking trips, unknowingly. So I think it's time to eat it before it expires. I'm at a different rest stop, just like 40 minutes away. On the way here, it was kind of weird. Like, there was this point where a cop car he was in the left lane. He was in the, like, between the two directions of highway. And then he pulled out into the left lane super slow. I was in the right lane. He pulled out into the left lane. He was way ahead of me. And he's going so slow, and then he turned his lights and sirens on for like, I don't know, like 5 to 10 seconds, but he was going so slow that I ended up passing him. So obviously I slowed down because now I'm like in front of a car with its sirens on, and then he just like never did anything else and like kept going really slow, and I was the only car anywhere near him. So I hope I'm not like on the run now, on the lam now, wanted in Minnesota. That's okay. I'm gonna cross state lines later today, so after that I guess I'll be good for sure. I'm in Alexandria, Minnesota. I'm here to see about a paved trail between some lakes. I'm in North Dakota for the first time ever, and apparently if you try to just cook your tortillas straight on the dash, they just get like super hard and crunchy. So I'm gonna have to try a new method. I'm at a park in Fargo. I thought that I wanted to stop in Fargo because there's gotta be something to do here, but nothing really stuck out to me on Google Maps, so I kind of just came to this park. And somebody honked at me when I was getting off the highway because I didn't turn right on red because I couldn't see what was coming, and now I feel terrible. Alright, I was upset because I got honked at, and then I was upset because I felt guilty that I was just passing through Fargo and not doing anything. And then I was upset because I couldn't find the bathroom at that park, and I could find it, but it was closed. I walked all the way over to the Minnesota side, and it was closed, and so I came back. But I solved that one. And I'm kind of solving the Fargo one because I'm at the visitor center, and they have, like, the wood chipper from the movie or something. And my back hurts from driving. And I didn't get to go for a run. And oh yeah, my debit card has $100 less on it than I think that it should. So there's that. And I found out that the rest area that I was going to use as a backup for the boondocking area that I'm going to be at for hopefully the next several days is actually closed right now. So I won't have a plan B for those nights. I solved some of that by sitting in the river. That made me feel better. Sitting by the river cures everything. But when I saw the pictures on Google Maps of the wood chipper being outdoors, I thought that's weird that they would put the actual Fargo wood chipper just outside. It turns out that's not the real one. The real one is inside, but of course it's closed right now. But hey, I saw a wood chipper. I saw just a wood chipper. But the Walk of Fame was cool. They had like a bunch of celebrity handprints, and George Bush was kind enough to do his bare feet.
It's two pet limit, so he could get one. The fact that Opie's brother's talking about cat.
North Dakota is empty, bro. There is nothing and nobody up here. Just lakes. There's like water on all sides of the highway. I'm at what I believe is my rest stop for the night. I kind of wanted to make it one further, and I do feel like I could keep driving, and it's still a little bit light out, but it's 9 o'clock. Like, it's actually quite late, and then the sun's gonna rise, you know, really early. So I think I better just stop. Looking at this one on Google Maps, I was a little bit sketched out by the way that it looked from above, but now that I'm here, it looks completely fine. It's very, very small. There's no dedicated truck parking, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's got like lakes on both sides. There's water. It feels like it's in the middle of a lake. And I tried to take the first spot, which I like to always do, but I'll show you something. You can't see my bed right now because my window covers are on it, but I've been sleeping with my head actually at the foot of the bed and then my feet up here, so I can put my feet between the seats and actually straighten my legs some more. But it kind of just, the road in kind of just comes right up to me, and there's like no median to stop anybody from potentially hitting my car. And the reason why I take the first spot is because people fly by it so fast they don't have time to look at it, whereas the last spot they're gonna be going slower when they pass it. But I mean, it would be one thing if I had my feet at the end of the car where they were gonna hit. That just makes me a little bit nervous. Like, if I got hit from somebody flying in, which they could, and there's no median or anything to stop them from hitting me, it would be my head and neck that would get hit. Maybe that's an irrational fear. Me having an irrational fear about cars and driving? No, I don't think so. I don't think I would ever do that. It's gonna be irrational until it happens, and then the day that it happens, it'll make sense. Here, you can see where the grass comes up. Like, my parking spot sticks out so far. Like, the back half of me is out in the road. The only thing separating me from the road is a white strip of paint. Oh my god, dude. I just moved to the far other end because the first spot was very sketchy, so now I'm in the last spot and I'm right next to the dumpsters, and right as I pulled up I saw a mouse like running and jumping in the dumpster. So I hope there's no holes in my car that are big enough for a mouse, because Lord knows I have enough crumbs in here to feed a family of mice for a month. They have these animals here that are kind of like fucked up little chipmunks, and they live in holes in the ground, and they're so cute. There's just something about sleeping in my car at a rest stop, dude. I sleep like a rock. I sleep like the dead. This place is so pretty, I don't even want to leave this rest stop. North Dakota is, sorry, one of those weird little chipmunk things is over there. North Dakota is like potentially the most, no, that's not true. It's not the most beautiful state, but it's the most beautiful state that doesn't have like mountains or anything crazy. I would say it's the most beautiful state that still looks like a place on Earth. Like it still looks reasonable. Doesn't it normally say like home or something? I don't know. This is like a fancy one. It says lifestyle. So that was actually one of the least painful Walmart experiences I've ever had. That was a very nice Walmart. The avocados were a great price. I was kind of expecting them to be expensive this far north, but they weren't. And I got lots of vegetables. So is it like botulism that you get from eating unrefrigerated vegetables? I'm about to find out. You know, if it says scenic view, I'm gonna pull out. Without binoculars, it's not all that scenic, but with them, there's like a butt ton of pelicans here. Just imagine like a bunch of pelicans on a lake. I forgot to mention this earlier, but the guy who was parked next to me at the Bismarck Walmart, my new favorite Walmart, he was wearing what I have to describe as weed pants. You know, like the pants with like the green leaves on them, and a sweatshirt that said, "Dead pedophiles don't reoffend." So, do you think he's single? Here's a turkey taking advantage of a trail. I just spent some time in Medora. Oh gosh, it's really quiet out here. I was just in Medora, which is the tiny little town right outside the gates of Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And most of my time spent there was just looking for a public bathroom, which is kind of the story of my life at this point. I kind of just wandered around town until I found like a playground, and then there was a picnic area with a fucking bathroom. The other two public restrooms were closed. And then the visitor center doesn't have one. They only have the one that's inside, so when the visitor center is closed, the restroom is closed. And I'm not gonna go on about that, but I came up here to the grassland boondocking area, and I didn't want to get here too early because I didn't know if there'd be a lot of like privacy. It all comes down to the bathroom thing, but I have obviously privacy, or I wouldn't be talking to myself like a lunatic. And then the first several spots were taken, and I kind of started to get worried because the reviews did say that it fills up. It's not the busy season right now, though, I know, because every single shop in town is closed. But I got this awesome spot. I'm like, I have my own little ledge here. And on my way in, I saw this RV and I thought, oh my god, they have a huge fucking dog. And then I realized I think there were 3 female elk like hanging out right outside of their RV. I don't know. And by the time I realized what I thought I was seeing, I was already past it, so I couldn't stop and look. But I hope that happens to me, and I want them to stick their little mouths. Oh, is that somebody coming up the road? Bro, why did he have to park right there? Just like that? I feel like I'm being watched now. Okay, I have slightly less privacy, but as long as he's not a murderer, I don't care. If this spot gets ruined for me, I would be upset. I would start just gunning down random men in the street. I'm sorry, can I say that? I spilled my water into my lap, and it's freezing cold. And also, I recently updated my phone, and so the controls are slightly different than what I'm used to, and I just came very close to accidentally calling 911. This whole time I've been eating my salad, and this tree is obscuring my view of the sunset, and I keep kind of like peeking over at it, and I jokingly thought to myself, what if it's the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen and I'm missing it? And I was like, no, I've seen so many sunsets. And then I kind of forgot about it, and I was texting my mom about Hamburger Helper, and then I caught a glimpse, and I literally like threw my salad down and jumped out of my chair because that was actually the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen for like 30 seconds before it went away. I've never seen anything like that before. I've never seen it look like that. Subscribe if you want to watch me go into Theodore Roosevelt National Park tomorrow.